Welcome to LUTV News in Focus, where we feature interesting topics on campus, in the community, and in the world of culture. I'm Jonathan Tippett. Former LUTV News anchor Darrel Bradford is now a stand-up comedian whose career is on the rise. The 2009 graduate is here to share his journey that led him to entertaining audiences on stage. Darrel, thanks for joining us.
What's going on, brother?
How's it going? So, I'm going to ask you, first off, your stage name, Lil Darrel.
Yes, sir.
How did that come about?
I used to go by Dope the Comedian, because I feel like once you get my comedy, you addicted to it. So
that's a strong message.
Right, you know what I'm saying? So, but I started getting offers to do churches and little like scholarship functions and stuff like that. And I think I missed out on a couple gigs because it was like, you can't bring me to the altar saying Dope the Comedian. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna switch it. I was up at 2:30 in the morning thinking hard, and I was like, well, my name Darrel, I'm Lil Darrel, let's ride with it. And so I stuck with that, and it's been working ever since.
How tall are you?
I'm like
let's
5'6" and a quarter.
Okay.
And a quarter.
It's not too little. It's on the cusp.
Do not forget the quarter.
Okay, you're very proud of that quarter.
Yes.
So you are a graduate of this program, Lamar University Broadcasting. You were in LUTV News. How did that get you set up to where you are today?
Man, it pretty much put me on the stage early. It put me in front of people early. It put me in front of the camera early. It helped me get my creative juices working early. I was able to come out with my own show segment on the news called Get Around with D Brown. That's not my last name, but that's what rhymed. So we went with it. Everybody got an alias. That was mine. But I got to, really interact. And while I was up there, it was a stage. It was people. I was making them laugh on command, which is what you have to be able to do in comedy. And so I think that without me knowing initially, got me prepared.
What was your first time on stage like for you?
What was the first time like?
Mm-hmm. Were you worried? Were you excited?
The first time I was ever on stage, period, was actually here at LU. It was for the Showtime in the Apollo. I played the Sandman, and it was a talent show. And I came out rapping, dancing, comedy, until they kicked me off stage for cursing too much. And then I was like, oh yeah, this is it. But my first time like on stage, like a comedy show, it was amazing. I went for like 35, 40 minutes just talking. And all that love I got when I got off, it was like, it had me addicted. I was like, I don't want to do nothing else.
Kind of validated you, like, yeah, this is what I need to do.
This is it. Yeah.
So where do you draw some of your material from?
Life, everyday things, stuff I go through. Not really like a knock joke teller. Not really a writer. I like to analyze my crowd and see the demographics. And then once I get the demographics, kind of in my head come up with maybe 3 or 4 topics that they might be interested in, and then I come and think about my life experiences with those topics, or people I know life experience with them topics, and I just get up there and ask them and tell them about it, and just really relate to the people and just become a friend to them for the next 15 to 30 or however long I am on stage.
So you took there was a joke in one of your sets I watched.
Thanks.
I did. It was good.
Appreciate it.
About an ex-baby mama. So the joke ends in a reference to a miscarriage.
Right.
Which is pretty dark. So, and some people could be pretty offended by that.
Right.
So do you think that comedy has like a limit or a line that we're not supposed to cross?
No, and I can answer that straight. No art, period, has a limit. From paintings to music, movies. Look at movies. Look at the stuff they have on a movie that's right there for you to see. That's, for a lot of people, might be like, that's a lot, but it's an art form. And you have have your choice to go and watch it or not watch it. That's why you have to know where you're going. You don't go buy a CD without knowing what CD you buying and get the lyrics and want to go sue because you bought something that you was offended by, but you already knew what you was buying. Just, it don't have a limit. I think it shouldn't have a limit because everybody's so different. If art had limits, some people would be left out. If music had limits, some people would be left out if it was no country music. If comedy had limits, it's some people that like that dark comedy that would miss out. And with comedy, it's more so cure the soul. So even the stuff that you might talk about, we have a art and a genius to be able to take bad stuff and make light out of it. So, and we got to do that. We have to touch stuff that some people might say off limits. But if we don't touch it, somebody that's going through it will never be able to hear it and know somebody else going through it too.
Was there a time where you doubted yourself? You're like, I'm not gonna make it. You ever, or self-doubt, like worry, anything like that?
No, but it was at a time like when I kind of went in it full time. At first, I used to kind of get worried when it was like certain bills was coming up, and I'd be like, man, I don't have a show coming up. What I'm gonna do? And next thing I know, somebody calling me for a show next week, and then somebody called me right after that for a show probably a month away, but they gonna give me a deposit today. And after a while, it started happening. So, you know, it was real consistent with how stuff would come to the point where I just stopped worrying. And that was probably the only worry I had. I've always kind of used what people would say to gauge if I should be doing it or not. If I hear enough people say, yeah, I can see you doing this, I was like, yeah, that's all the validation I need.
Why is comedy important? Or do you think it is?
It's very important. Comedy is important because, like I was saying, you could be broke and you could probably somehow got a free ticket to a comedy show, and that one comedian can be talking about being broke the same way you broke, the light bill being too high and you trying to pay a payment plan and they not really extending it. And,
man, you're speaking to me right now.
Right, and so they like, and when you start speaking on it, and this person start laughing, and this person start laughing, and this person really laughing because they can really relate, you like, not only is the comedian can relate to it, it's people in this same audience that's probably broke as me.
I just got laid off. I work on call. I work at a furniture store. I teach, but I don't teach. I'm in the system, but I ain't got no certification. I teach a regular class, but I ain't getting paid regular class money.
If you can laugh about it, it's not that bad. If you going through something and something else can make you laugh while you mad or sad, it's not that bad.
Do you have any big comedic influences? Like who are the people that you really not necessarily want to emulate, but
right.
Really influence you?
When people ask me my top three, I say like Bernie Mac, Martin, Richard Pryor, for their own different reasons. I never really just emulated anybody because I've always, since I started with my style. And my style been so effective, I just kind of kept with that. Now I've had a lot of people that's in the comedy game locally that's been very influential as far as, you know, just giving me game on, not so much on stage stuff, but off the stage stuff that help you with your career for later on the stage stuff. So
real quick, what's next for you? And if we want to see some more, if people out there want to get to know you a little more, where can they find you?
Next for me, I'll be like on tour with nephew Tommy. Hopefully TV coming soon. Working on that. And that's from sitcoms, movies. I have no limits. I'm touching everything. You might even hear me on your radio. And if you're looking for me, little Lil, Darrel, Darrel, 2 R's, 1 L, an E, the, not the or the, THE, the comedian. Everybody know how to spell that. And no spaces, no underscore, no period, no the one and only, no the king. Just Lil Darrel the comedian. That's my YouTube, Snapchat, Facebook, Instagram. I'm Googleable, so you can put it in Google search and I'll pop up.
Just go looking, they can find you.
You gonna find it. I'm gonna pop up.
Thank you for joining us here today, man.
Thank you for having me, sir.
Really good. Really good. My pleasure.
My pleasure.
So thank you for watching LUTV News in Focus. To see more content from LUTV News, follow us on Twitter and like us on Facebook. See you next time. That's it.
There it is. We got it that time?